On today's episode of Nerdy Dating, we have a bunch of Reddit reads. We have a girl who asks, is it okay to be straightforward with guys? We have another girl who caught her significant other cheating 2 months into the relationship, but found out present time, and they've been together for 2 years, and she's wondering, should she continue to keep dating her girlfriend? And then last but not least, we talk about a guy whose girlfriend says she finds the thrill in flirting with other guys, and he wants to know what he should do with that. Stick around, can we talk about that stuff and break it down on this episode of Nerdy Dating. Welcome back to another season of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka. We are back with a whole new season of Nerdy Dating, season 3. Thank you guys for being patient while I took, a break, and here we are. So let's get the season rolling. Let's go ahead and start off with some Reddit reads. Now, I will say, this season will not have hour-long episodes if they do, because we went a little longer, but we're going to try to keep it to 30 minutes. 30-minute episodes of pop so you can listen to, because you have a whole life out there. You got things to do. You can sit and listen to me in the background and go do stuff, but a 30-minute episode, and then you can go on and listen to wherever you want to listen to. So let's go ahead and drop some advice on this episode of Nerdy Dating. So the first one that we have is how to let someone go when you know you deserve better. I started talking to someone about 2 months ago. At first, it felt like love at first sight. I hadn't dated anyone in a long time, and we really clicked. He was all in at first, giving me tons of affection and attention all the time. I felt really comfortable with this person and opened up a lot. However, this past month, he has been blowing me off and barely speaking with me. His whole personality changed, and now he is cold and hasn't showed me any affection or attention. When he does talk to me, he is extremely dry. So when they finally talk, they're extremely dry to this person. I feel like he just used me. I feel like I don't deserve this. I've only been nice, and I'm in good to him. My question is, how do I break things off? I don't hate him as much as I want things to work. He isn't fulfilling my needs, and I have learned to know my worth, and I feel as though I don't deserve this. That was complete runoff. She just kept going. Okay, so let's run this back. You said about 2 months ago you started talking to someone. 2 months. 2 months ago. You can simply say, hey, it's been a fun run. I don't feel like we have a good connection. It's been nice talking to you, but I don't want to continue things where we're going to. And you might like somebody, yes, but they're now feeling cold and shutting you off, and you're not in a boyfriend, girlfriend, you're not official. You can legit just tell them, hey, it's been a fun ride. I don't think we're a good match anymore. Or I feel that I don't even say my needs are being met, because there's no need to tell them like, oh, my needs not getting met. I'm gonna go off. Like you're not in a committed relationship with them. You don't owe them anything as far as like a huge breakup. You legit can say, hey, you've been nice to talk to, you've been nice to date, it's been fun. I just feel that the connection is not strong on my end, and I'm gonna move on and go from there. That's all you have to do in this scenario. You don't need to try to be rah-rah and in their face and tell them, no, you suck and I'm over this, or I deserve better than this. No, there's no commitment in this. You wasn't boyfriend, girlfriend. You only dated. You guys only had a good time. And he right now trying to do a slow fade. That's what he's doing. He's not confident, and I would say have the courage to say, I don't feel you anymore. I'm breaking this off. That's not what he's about. He said that I'm going to try to slow fade her, shut her off, and have her do the breakup. Is it the right thing to do? No. If he was upfront, he'd be like, hey, I had a good time the last 2 months, but it's just, I'm not feeling it, and I just want to let things go. I wish you the best. But he's not doing that, and he wants you to pull the plug. So, yeah, you need to just go tell him, hey, I'm not feeling it. I wish that things would go differently, but it just, I'm not feeling the chemistry that we once had. I'm going to move on. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I wish you the best out there. And that's the way to end that. Heck, you can do it via phone call. It's 2 months of dating. Yeah, phone call work. You can do it in person, but phone call, that'll work. All right. Next one. 23 female and 23 female, dated for 2 years and 8 months. Just found out I was cheated on, to my knowledge, once within the first 2 months. So they've been dating for 2 years and 8 months and found out they've been cheated on within the first 2 months. The reason I repeated that because that's a lot to soak in within the title. So my question is if it's worth staying. Okay, so wait a minute. We haven't got into the details of this yet. Their question is if it's worth staying. It's right off the bat. It's their question. After starting, they've been dating somebody for 2 years and 8 months, and they got cheated on from their knowledge within the first 8 months. The first 2 months of talking to this person. So it's been 2 years and 6 months since the cheating, and it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Okay, so let's see. Question, is it worth staying? She has been my only real relationship and has been kind in every aspect, and now we have been living together since January and things have been great. Nothing but small arguments or bickering over dumb things when you spend too much time together and get irritated with one another. It's been living since January and nothing but small argument and dumb bickering over stuff when you spend too much time with each other. That can add up though if you don't really pay attention to that. Like that stuff will mount. Like unless you're bickering all the time, but you just moved in together, that stuff will add up over time if you don't have better communication with one another. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's run it back in here. I recently snooped through her phone. Why did you snoop through her phone? On what reason did you need to snoop through her phone? But okay, let's keep it going. I recently snooped through her phone and looked up a girl's name who has caused problems between us in the past and who has been in contact with her still up until sometime last year. And I found out they had sex 2 months after I asked her out. I just need a yes or no on whether it would be smart of me or dumb of me to keep trying, because my heart very much says yes, but everyone in my family has been cheated on and stayed in, and I would hate to be just as stupid as them after being a hypocrite all this time. Okay, so this problem is not with your girlfriend and her cheating 2 months into y'all dating, and it's been 2 years since that has happened. Your problem, and also it's not about the fact that she's been chatting with her ex or her friends with benefits or whoever it was up till a year ago. So if we do the math, it's 2024. So at 2022, maybe 2022, maybe 2021, like the end of 2021. You said 2 years and 8 months. So 2022, let's say 2021, because not quite 3 years yet. She's been talking to this person, and then in 2023, she broke it off with this person that she was once communicating with. She said a girl between us in the past who she has contact with still up until sometime last year. So in 2023, she ended that talk with her ex or whoever that she was hooking up with. And this girl just been floating around your guys' relationship. And you're like, should I stay with this person? Okay, have they had signs of showing they're cheating or dishonesty since, currently? I'm not even say since the cheating, because that was 2 years ago and 2 years and 8 months ago. It was so 2 years and 6 months ago. Like if you're going to end it, you would have ended it then, but for a reason I still worked out 2 years later. And now it came up. I'm not sure how you found out. Maybe she told you, which is great for her that she told you. Just be upfront and honest as a partner should be with their partner, significant other. But is it worth leaving? You're more about the thing inside of you. You're more about that, like, well, I told everybody else is they stay with a cheater, they should leave. They shouldn't stay with a cheater. That's stupid of them to stay with a cheater. But the cheating is not now. It happened 2 years ago. People change. Has she have shown signs of cheating right now? No. However, there is signs of dishonesty or the signs of mistrust between y'all, I would say, because you're going through her phone. You feel like if you trust somebody, you feel like you don't need to go through their phone, but yet here you're going through their phone. So I would ask the question, and I will put this to you. is everything okay in your relationship currently? Why do you feel the need to go through the phone? That's the flag you want to look at and say, do I feel secure in my relationship? Do I feel confident in myself? Do I feel confident about, where I'm at in my relationship and what I'm doing here? If you don't feel secure in your relationship, then your partner, you can't force your partner to change. You can tell your partner and communicate with them, say, hey, it makes me feel secure, or it makes me feel, appreciative or love when you do X, Y, and Z, or it makes me feel this way. Communicate how you feel. But if you tell your partner this is how you feel, and your partner's like, hey, that's just not who I am. I like doing things this way, and I like to navigate the world this way. Then you need to tell your partner, or be upfront with yourself. Say, can you live with that? If you bring something to the table about how something makes you feel, and tell your partner this is how you feel about the actions they're doing, and your partner can take that and be like, okay, I will make sure I won't do that again. Or your partner's like, hey, that's just who I am. I can't really change that. I'm gonna try. If I mess up, hey, this is what. And then upfront and honest, if I mess up on, not letting you know where I'm at night, or not letting you know why I'm doing this, or if I'm going to this, or check in with you, or whatever the case would be, your partner's like, hey, I'm not a big texter. I'm not a big caller. I'm not a big this or this. And then you are okay with that, what they give you in return, then it's up to you to say, like, all right, I'm going to stay with this, or you'd be like, no, I'm not okay with that. I'm going to leave or move elsewhere. 2 years and 8 months, y'all been together. The cheating is not the issue here. The issue is somewhere where the mistrust is happening, and you don't feel confident in your relationship for whatever reason. And you feel like you need to look through her phone. So I would ask you, why do you feel like you need to look through her phone? What is going on here between you two where you feel like there's not trust and communication, security in a relationship? If that's the case, and you're like, oh, what's this girl? But that girl's been out the picture for a year, and yet you're still not trusting your partner. What action has your partner done where you feel like, okay, I don't feel trustworthy in this? And you ask yourself, are you okay with that? Or no, you're not. If you're not okay with that, then you might have to look at other options. If you are okay with that, then there's no need to make a post about she cheated 2 years ago and then you find an excuse to get out, because that's what it sounds like you wanting. You want the excuse to say leave it. Now, as far as why does somebody cheat on somebody, why does a person who get cheated on stay within a relationship with somebody who get cheated on? And I said that really weirdly. It's up to that person. That's that prerogative. They feel like the cheating wasn't big enough for them to walk out, then that's up to them to stay in it. And that person who cheated said, like, you know what, I'm going to do the best I can. I have to make sure that happens. I'll make sure I communicate, make sure I don't lose that focus, make sure I don't lose that drive, I don't slip again. And then that's okay. But cheating, it takes a long time to cheat. Like, cheating doesn't happen spontaneous. Like, it's not spontaneous. Unless somebody does not truly care about the person they're with. Cheating is not a spontaneous thing. There are different things that must be done for somebody to get there. Do both people don't feel confident in a relationship? Do both people not feel secure in a relationship? Do one person feel like they're not getting enough love and the communication's there? Like, there's a whole thing when it comes to that whole pathway of cheating. And as long as each person committed to each other and focus on each other and focus on building the house that they created together and communicate with each other, you don't have to worry about that. But the moment that person stops communicating and the other person doesn't know what's going on, and they're like, I can't read minds, and that person's looking at somebody else as far as like, oh, this person's nicer to me, or I used to like what this ex did before in the past. Like, you gotta communicate with that, and your partner don't want to be open with you and communicate with you about these things. That's up to you to ask that question to your partner, or up to you to be like, am I comfortable with dating somebody who doesn't want to open up? That's something you have to ask yourself. But you would be a hypocrite for staying with somebody that you found out they cheated 2 years in the past and you found out in present day. No, you wouldn't be a hypocrite because you're like, well, I've been dating this person all the way through. Now, if the person that shows signs of things of like walking out the relationship, or signs of where like, okay, they used to do X, Y, and Z when we first started dating, and it was really upfront and really comforting and really, attentive, and now they're not paying attention to me. Now they're giving me the cold shoulder. Now like they're pushing me away, and you don't like that. I wouldn't put it on somebody else. I would just like, what's happening in our relationship? I would bring that to the table versus snooping through their phone. I know that's a long answer, a long pathway and journey for a paragraph like that, but you got to look at what's going on here. You talked about the cheating, but then you look at the phone present day. Present day is where you're not confident in a relationship, and that's something you want to look at. And I do want to see what other people comments here in this thing. And I'm the only one who commented on this post. And I said, the cheating is not the issue here. Trust within the relationship is. Acknowledge with yourself that if you feel the need to look through her phone, acknowledge that. And then I did a little space. I said, you need to have a healthy conversation with your girlfriend about what a healthy relationship looks like for the two of you and stick to your boundaries. And I said, I hope this helps. That was my answer back then when this post came out. All right. Next one. Are men attracted to a woman who is straightforward? There is a guy that I'm talking to. He didn't text me for a day. The next day, I explained to him that if he is trying to pursue me as a possible girlfriend and he can go 24 hours while talking to me, that wouldn't work for me, and that I would be open to a friendship instead. He explained that he has been hurt in the past and didn't want to rush things. Apparently, he has tried that in the past, and the woman told him that he sounded too desperate. I let him know that I'm not trying to play any games. Either you like me or you don't, and that maybe the other women just wasn't that into him if she couldn't receive a good morning text. I felt kind of masculine doing so, but I just wanted to let him know I am looking for something serious and long term. He said he respects that and will work on his communication. Was I too harsh? No, you was not too harsh. Look, stating your boundaries, communicating with somebody is not a masculine thing. It's not a feminine thing. You just sit back and be quiet about it. No, that is not a masculine, feminine thing. Just communicate and say, hey, this is what I want from a partner. I want somebody who wants to communicate with me 24/7. I want somebody who sends me a good morning text. I feel appreciative and I feel love when I get a good morning text in the morning, or I get a good night text when I go to bed. I feel appreciative. I love that when somebody does that. I think it's sweet, kind, etc. And for him, he found a woman who was like, I don't think you should text me 24/7. I don't think you should text me all day long. Maybe he was talking to somebody who doesn't like texting. Or maybe he was talking to somebody, like she said, who wasn't that into him. And it's up to him to be like, all right, well, thank you for bringing this to my knowledge. I will make sure that I will, send you a good morning text or text you throughout the day, check in with you, whatever the case would be. Because remember, text sometimes is just a conversation. It's like kind of passing time. Usually texting is probably something more for, hey, this is a destination, this is a time, this is stuff like that, or here's a heads up. If you want to have an hour-long conversation, that's a phone call. Text is kind of like something you do just in passing, but you're not really looking for that quick response, so you don't need a quick response when you text somebody. As far as this, yes, you wasn't harsh. I would say that. You was not harsh at all. So just stating your boundaries and being upfront and honest, that nobody can be mad at that. Are men attracted to women who is straightforward? Yes, we are like women who are straightforward. We don't like somebody playing around the bush, beating around the bush. Be upfront and honest with your emotions. Be upfront and honest with what you want. And we're going to go ahead and be upfront and honest too. And even a guy who doesn't want to be upfront and honest, then you be like, hey, I don't want to be about that. I'm going to walk off. I want somebody who texts me. And one way you can get around that question in the future, if you decide to date somebody else or this doesn't work out, on the first date, ask that person, what's your viewpoint on texting? Do you like somebody who texts you good morning? Do you like a good night text? Do you like, text throughout the day? Can you get that answer from them? They say, well, I'm not really much of a texter. Then right then and there, you probably don't expect to get that good morning text, or don't expect to get those texts because they're not a big texter. And you got to ask yourself, on a list of things when it comes to a partner, do you want somebody who communicates all day long? Or you want somebody who's okay with communicating with in the middle and at the end at night? Or you're okay with somebody who can go 24 hours without talking to you. Those things you have without talking to via text, I should say, because they're in person, they had no choice but to talk to you. But anyway, those are things you have to ask yourself when it comes to finding a partner, especially in modern dating. Texting is a deal. People text and communicate on the phone. People are on their phone 24/7 now. If not 24/7, they're on their phone at least 18 hours a day, maybe 12. I'll be surprised if somebody's like, yeah, I'm on phone for 1 hour a day. So you tell me you don't look at your bank account, you don't look at pay your bills on your phone, internet, news, alarm clock. You just wake up via regular alarm clock, okay? You have an analog alarm clock center, you get an old school clock. You don't use your phone to call people. Okay. All right, whatever. Maybe you are that kind of person. Anyway, people have their phones on them. The likelihood of them not sending a text unless they're just getting their phone blown up by everybody in the world. But most people out there are not super famous where they have to have two phones or close all their apps except for text apps. So they're going to see it at least one point. But you need to ask yourself when it comes to dating somebody, that's what people should be one of the first things I think in modern dating now, that you ask the question of how you like texting, how you like communicating. Are you more of a phone talker? Are you more of a texter? And then how often you like to text. Asking those questions gets you to know somebody's communication style. There's nothing wrong with that. All in all, you wasn't harsh. All right, next one. 28 male went through my girlfriend's 28 female's phone and found troubling texts with her BFF amongst other things. Going through the phone, man, what is going on with these phones? All right, I'm 28 male and my girlfriend 28 female have been in an open phone policy. So they have an open phone policy. So at any point we had permission to go through each other's phone. I never felt the need in our 3 years together until yesterday. At a Halloween party, I met some of her coworkers, and she mentioned a lot, and he seemed it's a guy. And he seemed very attentive to her beyond what is normal for a coworker. Okay. Then she mentioned she texted him something and sent him a photo of her walking her dog. Innocent enough, but odd considering it's non-work related. You can have friends outside of work. Also, what does beyond a normal coworker? She's seen one of her coworkers. She mentioned a lot, and he seemed very attentive to her. He seemed very attentive to her, not her seemed very attentive to him. That probably why I'll look at okay, are you attentive to him? Are you going out your way, going to talk to him, walking off, leaving me here, versus he seemed attentive to her? Okay, that's all right, cool. He's probably her only friend at work. She mentioned she texted him something and sent him a photo of her walking her dog, and it's enough. Okay. No, all right, dude, stop being jealous. All right, next part of the paragraph here. He goes, then she mentioned she stayed in his office pretty much all day on Friday to hide from some of the other people that they have had a long heart-to-heart about, and how he is failing in his relationship. So she's hitting his office all day long to hide from other people. They had a heart-to-heart about his failing relationship, and he said he just want to find someone who gets him. Okay. Co-workers talking about relationship stuff. In the office, all that he has his own office. That right there, I'd probably be like, okay, what are you trying to pull here? However, I'll be more I see how my girlfriend's reacting to him. My girlfriend's just being cordial, being like, okay, cool, yeah, no, I get that. But her hiding his office all day long is kind of fishy, not gonna lie. I would say why in the office all day long, but if they work together, work on a project, where the kids would be, that stuff can happen. However, I would say talking about relationship things, I'd be like, okay, all right, cool, keep it, cordial, but then somebody who gets them. Yeah, I see that. Your relationship is struggling right now. Okay. Anyway, during a nap yesterday, that was keeping me up, so I looked through her phone, and it turned out they have happy hours where they get drinks every Thursday afternoon. That problem one. But they work at a job where they have happy hours all the time. That's not a big deal. Matter of fact, you work at an agency, you work in a job where everybody goes out, dinners, also happy hours every Thursday. That's in the work week thing. Okay, cool. That's not an issue. I'm pretty sure she might tell you about these happy hours. She's going to happy hours, and you didn't know there was a guy there. Now there's a guy there. You're like, oh, there's a guy there, but no. Okay. Problem two, I saw a text with her and her BFF. We went to a concert recently so they went to a concert with her BFF and he saw a text chain between the two of them. And my girlfriend was bragging about how she was basically seducing a guy at the bar to get a drink and then disappeared. Exact text was, my favorite pastime is making a guy think I'm going to kiss him and go home with him and then disappearing. And apparently that was with me standing 12 feet away enjoying a concert I paid for. We discussed that that is not a tactic I have any tolerance for, and she always claims I hate when men hit on me at bars. I always tell her I have a boyfriend. She's going to a Christmas party with her friend, and I said, please don't flirt with guys to get drinks. That just disrespectful to me. And she goes, I literally have never done that. I talked through problem one, although I'm unsatisfied with the answer. Also, we talked through problem one, but he's unsatisfied with the answer. But she straight up lied to my face about flirting with guys at the bar for a drink. Is it worth saying I saw that text even though it'd be a fight because checking her coworker's text is understandable, but why would I read her BFF's text? You have an open phone policy. Or is there another way to address this? I've told her this kind of stuff is a deal breaker. I'm looking to settle down and find a life partner to raise a family and do life with. Not someone who disrespects me while I'm 12 feet away for a drink she could have gotten for free anyways because I had a tab running. Yeah, so you have an open phone policy, so you can tell her, "Hey, I came across. I went to the phone. I used the open phone. I used our open phone policy. I went to the phone. And I saw the text between you and your BFF where you were saying your favorite pastime is to flirt with guys, make them think that they're gonna buy you a drink, or make them think you're gonna kiss and go home with them so they can buy you a drink. That bothers me. I'm right here. I'm your boyfriend. You can definitely reach out to me and ask for that kind of request. You don't have to flirt with men for a drink. I can get you a drink. Now, if she's like, well, I enjoy doing this, but you're like, hey, I don't think that's fun. I don't think that's a good thing. That's up to her. You need to be upfront and honest that you saw the text. And that's up to her to be like, all right, well, I'm going to not do this for the sake of respecting you and our relationship. Or I'm going to continue doing that. And you have to make the decision saying, all right, this is not going to work out for us. This is something I draw the line in. This is a deal breaker for me. You're flirting with other men to get drinks while I'm one right here. Also, two, I'm your boyfriend, and you feel like you need to do that. I'm not going to be a part of this. So you need to have that conversation with your girlfriend and be upfront and say, hey, I did go through your text. I use our open phone policy. The coworker thing, she gave you an answer. Y'all had a conversation about it. You said you didn't like it, but okay, fine. But that's up to you to say the answer is good enough for me or it's not. And I feel comfortable enough to stay within a relationship or not stay in a relationship. But as far as the drinks things, that to me seems to be more the bigger problem here. You're not having trust within your girlfriend. And I would say just be upfront and honest. I went to the phone. I used our open phone policy card and went to the phone, saw the text message about you using, men to get drinks. And I just don't think that's respectful to me as a partner. I don't even say I don't think that's respect for me. I find that as your boyfriend, I find that I find it disrespectful to me because it makes me feel. And be honest with this and be upfront and honest. It makes me feel that you can't ask me for drinks or that you find it fun to flirt with other men who are not me while I'm your partner. Like the flirt with the people out while we're dating each other and have a committed relationship, and that's not something we agreed on that we're comfortable with each other doing. I find that very disrespectful to me, and I'm hurt by it. Be upfront and honest with that, and up to her to say I'm not going to do it again. I won't flirt with men, but also up to her to be like, I'm sorry, that's just something I enjoy doing. That's something what I'm about. And she's like, that's something like, you're all right, well, that's what you're about. Okay. That's not going to work for me. And don't bring up when you have this conversation about how you pay for the concert. Nobody cares about that. If I care about you paying for the concert, don't bring that up. I wouldn't bring up the fact that you want to start a family because that's, in the grand scheme of things, I know that's your goal, but in the grand scheme of things, does her getting hit on by men affect the future 10 years from now if y'all try to work this through? Not really. But I would say it's something where you're like, I'm not confident and comfortable in my relationship with a partner who does. I don't say with a partner who does that. I don't want to make it accusatory. Just like, I'm not confident or comfortable in a relationship with a partner who, I don't even say behave that way. Just say that you are hurt by that and you're not comfortable with that and comfortable with her flirting with other men. And say how it makes you feel. Go back to, it makes me feel disrespected and I don't feel love and care. Not even say careful. I don't feel love and respected if you go and, flirt with other men while I'm right here, or flirt with a man while I'm not there. Like, it doesn't make me feel secure in my relationship. And be upfront and honest with that. Be upfront about that. Because by you doing that, you just let her know, hey, this is what the boundary I have in our relationship is. Laid it down, and then she had the option to stay with that bound. Like, the boundary is more for you to say, this is what I'm gonna put up with and what I won't put up with. But she had the option to be like, all right, you know what? I take your words. I won't, for respect and love of you, I won't do that. Or she'd be like, it's just not me. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy flirting with men to get drinks. It's so fun to me, and that's something she can't get past. And like, all right, I'm not the partner for you at this point in time, and I'm going to move forward. Let's see what some other people say about this. I know this sentence is annoying. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. That being said, she has given you plenty of proof that she isn't trustworthy and not someone to settle down with. Good luck. Hope she does better by you in the relationship. And then the original person goes, it is annoying because that's exactly what I thought. I guess I'm just here for confirmation and I'm not overreacting. I wouldn't say overreact. Like, the coworker thing, probably overreacting. But the drinks thing, yeah, I would say that's kind of wild for somebody to say, I enjoy flirting with people for money and flirting with people for drinks. I didn't. But hey, if that's something that they enjoy doing, and you don't respect it or agree with that, and that's your partner, it's up to you to tell your partner, hey, that's just not what I am about, or I want to be with somebody who does that, and let that be known. This person says, for a drink, she could have gotten for free anyway because I'm running the tab, LOL. Somebody brought that out. And then they answer says, this piece of info shows her intentions that night clearly. She had a tab running and she knew it. She didn't need someone to pay for the drink. She flirted with someone for a drink because she loved how close you were to them and completely unaware. She's enjoying it. And then the original person says she does claim to love the thrill of a lot of things, so this doesn't surprise me. Thank you for the feedback. A lot of what's being said here, this included, is stuff I have probably not wanted to think about, so it's quite helpful in solidifying my decision here that this is unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable behavior for you, because within your boundary of your relationship for your partner and for yourself and what you don't slide with. These boundaries, you don't want a partner who flirts with other people. That's completely fine. Be upfront and honest about that and let her make the decision whether or not she wants to agree with that and see what she does. If she's like, I'm not down for agreeing, I'm not down for being not flirtatious with other people, then okay. Hey, I'm sorry, this relationship's not gonna work for me. You go flirt with other people, just not with me as a partner. And you gotta be upfront and honest with that. And she says, okay, I'm not gonna flirt anymore. I don't want your feelings to be hurt and disrespected because I love you as a partner. I'm not gonna do that. All right, I got you. I'm here. Let's grow this house together. So that's my advice to you. Everybody else kind of agree with the same thing. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, there's nothing really else in that post about that. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. If you have any questions, please put in the comment section below. You also can find Nerdy Dating on Spotify. Listen to it on there. This is season 3. We're kicking it off. And thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming back. Love y'all. And keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.